Well, good evening everyone. Thank you for joining me on this fine, well, I say fine, up where I am it's very cold, very windy and not very nice at all. But anyway, fine in the loft because yes, we are doing another live stream. Let me turn the mic volume down because that is way too loud. So yeah, today we are back as by the title, and if I put this main screen on now, as you can see here, we are back doing Highbrook End Model Railway live. We're on episode number 31, slowly ticking up, and we are finishing off the coal yard embankment today. I did say, I think in the last stream I did will have been doing this. So in the last stream I did say that I would be finishing this off in another time, and then in the next stream we'd start something a bit more interesting. Sort of possibly, I think I said in that corner over there, we'd start thinking about making a hill there. But I've been very busy recently and I just have not had time to come up here and do any boring scenery, to do a bit of interesting scenery on stream. So we are going to be focusing on that back left corner over there, and that's the last bit of this very, very painful and annoying scenery done. And then we can get on to something a little bit more interesting. There was no stream on Friday because I ended up having tea late and the loft was in an absolute state. So not only would have been starting late, it would have been starting even later, because I had the loft to tidy up. But yesterday, was it yesterday? When did I tidy the loft? Anyway, whenever I tidied the loft, it's now back and tidy and all the tools are out and stuff, so we can just get cracking. And there was no stream yesterday because I felt honestly quite unwell, couldn't get warm, stomachache, just not feeling great, and loft being cold and me having to talk for an hour and a half, yeah, not a great combination when you're not feeling well. So we didn't do one yesterday, but we are doing one today, and yeah, we're continuing on with that. And amazingly, this glue, which has been in this pot now for 2 weeks, is it, since I last did one of these? I don't think, yeah, I didn't do any streams last week, I was in Scarborough, but can't get it open. Come on, I had this open not that long ago. Yeah, that's actually still glue. If I poke my finger in it, that's a Tupperware tub. Well, probably going by the fact it was so difficult to get off, it was airtight. So yeah, it's done a really good job of this, of keeping. I've got glue all over my hand now. As keeping that glue in there. What's the word I'm looking for? Gluey. There we go. And now I'm rummaging through all my drawers trying to find where on earth my towel is. Oh, there we go. So that's the agenda for today. I'll roll the intro. Do enjoy, and I'll see you all in about 13 seconds, everyone. Do enjoy the stream. Right, let's get cracking. Today we're going to be live until about 20 to 9. I'll do an hour. We've already been going 8 minutes, but most of that's the intro anyway. So we're just going to do an hour. Well, I say we're going to do an hour. I'm going to aim for an hour, but, you know, if people join, if people enjoy it, if I get that finished really quickly over there, then we may do a little bit longer. But we'll see what happens. Now, I do just need to remind myself of the measurements, because it's been that long since I did this. I think what I did when I built these two was I did that one wrong camera. Let's fix that. What I did is I did that one, the middle one day, and then I did that one the day after, so I could roughly remember the measurements. But for this one over here, I haven't got a clue what the measurements should be. So we need to think about getting the measurements right and doing it properly. Now, I have just noticed that, are these already, did I start cutting these? Is that the same material as the stool? Let me just check this against the sheet over here. Yeah, it's the same material. I can't remember cutting these. In the last stream we did, I must have cut some of these, but not glued them down. We must have had a bit of time left at the end, because I do not remember. Obviously we've done it, but I don't remember cutting these sheets. So, I don't think that one's the right size though. Is that one the same size as that? Yeah, I think it is. So that one's a size piece for later. That one needs to go on the bottom, like that. But I honestly can't remember. I can't remember cutting these, so I just need to work out what dimensions we've got. Let's put that to the back. That's horribly cut. I just need to work out what dimensions we've got and then go from there. So that one goes there. Put the other camera on. There we go. That one goes in there. And then there's some square pieces that need to cut, and then this is one of the pieces that starts stacking up the hill, I think. Yeah, it is. That's not that piece. But let me just check. Yeah, that's a lot wider. So we need to glue those two down. But I think it's 2/8 wide, and then these are all 1/8 wide. I mean, I don't know why I'm guessing. I could probably just measure it. Ah! Leighton Junction's joined. Thank you very much for joining, Al. Nice to see you. So this should be... Why is the caliper flashing? Oh, low batteries, I assume. So this should be 2/8 wide, which is 12.5. This should be 25mm wide. No, that's not right. So that's 1/4 of an inch wide, that. With an 1/8 of an inch is 0.125 in it. Yeah, so this is a 2/8 piece then. Oh, the calipers have stopped flashing now. Let's just try that again. So that's nearly half inch. This way is... this is odd. Can't quite work out what size that's supposed to be. They just permit me to stick my head round the side here again. I'm not sure what size this actually is. Is this just a random one I've cut wrong or something? I don't think it's that bottom size there. But then it seems too thick to be one of them. Does it? I honestly don't know. Oh yeah, I think that's one 2/8 piece. It does look like it, doesn't it? Turn that round the other way and see how that fits. It's not been very well cut, so I can't really tell what's going on. I think that's supposed to... Yeah, look, because if I put my finger, run that on them and run my finger across there. Yeah, so this is a 1/8 piece. So what I actually need is 2 2/8 pieces. So that's a 1/8 piece. We've got there eventually. So what I need to do now is glue that down, which means... Back-breaking work is this. I mean, can you see how I'm having to bend over here? It's not pleasant. So that's a 1/8 piece. What I now need to do is just... get rid of the excess ballast that's just going to be in the way. Just with the chisel. It's slightly too big. I've got the other one. We'll just chisel it away just to get it. So we can get it in without gluing on stones or anything. I've done a good job. I've done too good a job at ballasting that. It's proper stuck. Noise alert! Noise alert off. Right, I've got the paintbrush, which, yes, I did remember. Thank you, Pete, who reminded me. I did manage to remember to wash this out at the end of the last session, so that's a bonus. Now, I feel like if I'm going to keep taking this Tupperware lid off, it's just going to crack, which is probably why I should have let it... Oh, it has already cracked down the side. Probably should have just left this open since earlier. Right, is this... Yeah, look, that's still perfectly gluey glue. Note wrong with that, that's like it's just come out of the tub. So, other camera, which is exactly where I've got this keyboard for, so I don't have to keep wandering about this to get unstuck, so I have to rework all this again. You've seen how much of a nuisance it can be. I've got a load of space over here today, because I'm not working in the middle, so... Right, so we'll take one of these pieces, which is the best. This one's the straightest, so we want... Wrong camera. We want the straightest edge towards me. No, I've just realised that one's split. That can go on top and get sandwiched. So that edge straightest edge because it's all wavy at the back where I probably failed to cut it the first time. So paint it, glue it that way, flip it over this way. And then we can just press that into place, and this glue's quite good. Really, it's, you know, it doesn't sort of slide about all that much, at least not on these, you know, wood and this material. It is quite good at just sort of sucking down and holding the stuff in place, because without it, gluing all this would be an pain, as Clarkson would say. So I need to try and line this up straight, because if it's not, it's going to look stupid. So that looks pretty equal all the way along. Yes, it is. Oh, I forgot to paint right to the ends. Never mind. That's probably good to put some underneath it then. Yes, if I press that down, that almost like vacuum seals itself to the wood. That's really good. Really good glue is that. And then now that's stuck down perfectly. So now we want a slightly less decent piece, which it's split there, but it shouldn't matter. Not going to paint on top of that, as I've already explained in other streams. It's just too much of a disaster. It just wobbles about, and you know, I end up knocking it because I'm slightly ham-fisted painter. So, you know, we'll just slap some glue on top of this, and I think it's actually time to fill up the glue pot. So let's bung that somewhere where it's not going to gunk up anything, and let's whip open the glue. Pete said gluey glue. Yeah, my vocabulary is absolutely astonishing, I'm sure you can tell. Oh, God. This ain't opening. Hang on, I'm going to have to move this off camera because I can't get enough leverage in there because I'm round the joists. I really should wipe the top of this after pouring stuff out of it because I just end up sort of like gluing it shut. God! Come on. Open! I'm not kidding, it really is that difficult. That's not easy. That's not going to be fun to do. If it were a jam jar or something, what you do with jam jars is you sort of just whack them on the worktop, so you have like your jam jar. Then this is the top of the... When you've got containers full of glue pouring out of them, wipe the neck of the bottle when you've finished, because then you don't have problems like this. Maybe if I just spin it, that'll help to break off the glue. If I just give it a spin, maybe that'll help loosen the glue off, you think? Come on. I want this finished by the end of today as well. Well, not by the end of today, by the end of the stream. Oh! Have I done it? No. Damn it, I thought I'd got it then. Oh, that's annoying. I keep feeling it turns. Well, I keep feeling it like, well, it feels like it's going to give way and then it doesn't. Hey, it's off. Oh, yeah. All that. Can you see that? All that, and then all the threads in there are like glued up with glue. We got there eventually, but yeah, definitely. Top tip. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe that round there when I've filled it up, because that was not pleasing to get off. Yeah, the entire lid's just gunked up with dried glue on all the threads. I'll probably cut through them now trying to get it off, but by heck, that were difficult. Lesson learned. Let's dump some. I think I'm just going to put quite a lot in it, because we know I go through quite a lot of it in a relatively short space of time. So we're just going to put a lot in there, and I know that Tupperware tub, if it can stop a small amount from drying up for weeks on end, then it's definitely going to stop a big amount from drying up for weeks on end. So, yeah. I'm going to give that a good wipe, because I do not want that problem again next time I come to do this. Lid back on. Yeah, we're on. Right. Let's do what we actually set out to do now, instead of fighting with pots of glue. Get a bit more on than that, dearie me. We've got 5 litres of this stuff. Which again is probably too much, but I've explained already, I think, that to buy a bottle online is like £8 for a litre, whereas in B&Q I bought 5 litres for 14, so it just makes sense if you're going to use more than 1 litre, which I probably will do. It makes sense to buy an Ooking great big bottle. But it says it'll last until, is it 2025? But to be honest, it'll last way. I think it's best before 2025 as well, so it's going to last a lot longer than that. Press that into place. And now I do remember it was 2/8 is the next measurement. 2 2/8, and I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 11 1/8 strips that stack on each other. That bit of wood at the back isn't straight, I don't think. Anyway, I'm doing it with respect to the hill that's already there, not what the wood is. Right, so well, that's just me knocking the... Yes, I did just give that a massive whack. Right, let's get the slightly more manageable. Still on my first sheet. I think there's another 9 in the pack. So yeah, I'm still on the first sheet, getting really rather more manageable now. That's the edge that we're cutting from. Yep, it is. I'm just going to move the camera. To there. And yes, it's cut out again. I've knocked it so it just dies. Fix that. Yeah, when you knock it, it just likes to die for whatever reason. So, right, let's get a bit of a speed on. I want this done by the end of the stream. So we want 2/8. 2 at 2/8 is what we want. So that's... where's 2/8 on here? Half. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5, 6, 7, 8/8. Right, so that's 2/8 there. I'm not used to working with metric, but I'm not used to working with imperial measurements, but when I measured this up, it was easier to do it in inches rather than in centimetres, because it'd have been like, I don't know, that'd have been like, yeah, like 6.5 millimeters. So that was just a quick measurement, but I don't work in metric. But honestly, it's just easier. When something's close to metric, you might as well work in metric. So when something's close to imperial, you might as well work in imperial. So therefore, would you believe, I'm working in imperial. Oh, that was a really nice, totally not ear-splitting noise. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the dehumidifier's on downstairs drying all the washing again. So if you're wondering, if you can hear like a compressor-y type noise, that's exactly what it is. The dehumidifier. Nope, I've just completely gone off my line there. Yeah, muppet. No, I've done it again. How am I moving that far off the line? That's incredible. The next piece is not going to be very nice now. Try not scrape across the top of my track. Right, that's 1 2/8 bit. Let's just try and knock all the loose bits off. So that is 1 2/8 bit. Now I just need to make sure, compared with the other one, this goes in the right way, which is that way, with the flat side to the back. So I want glue on that side and then flip it round. Try not to snap it, it is quite flexible. Right, so we want to flip that round, like I said, and just drop that into place and roughly speaking, line it up. I've just knocked the bottom one out of line. Let's not do that. Why is this piece massively too long? If I have to cut some off the end, I'm not too bothered. But, yeah, for whatever reason, this piece is like, oh no, ½ inch too long. A couple of centimetres too long. I've just knocked all the other ones on the bottom out of line. Just push that back a bit there. Yeah, this piece I've just cut in exactly straight, which is a bit annoying, but it'll do. Right, there we go. Right, second 2/8 piece, which I'm not going to bother turning this round to measure it now. I'll just lean over it. It's not that big a deal. What happens if I cut stuff out? Because I've been cutting stuff off the length because I needed the bits as long as possible for these two sections here. What happens if I cut it off the width? No, too small. Okay, we'll carry on cutting it off the length then. That's absolutely fine. So 2/8 there. That's not 2/8. That's 2/8. That's 2/8. 2/8. I bet me saying down the microphone is really, really satisfying. McKing's joined. Thank you very much for joining. Nice to see you this Sunday evening. Class 73s are nice. They're alright. I wouldn't say no to a Class 73. They're not my favourite, but they certainly are a quirky loco. What are they? They're like 600 horsepower, aren't they? Little diesel engine. No, that's completely wrong. They're like 600 horsepower little diesel engine, aren't they? But then can't they run on third rail, 750 DC, is it? Is that what third rail voltage is? I can't remember. In the region of 700 anyway, DC. Right, let's try and stay on my line where I cut now and not completely mess it up. I thought I'd cracked it then. Ah, that was quite satisfying. Cut it all sort of just came off. Right, I just need to make sure I get this the right way around, and after this it'll be fairly obvious. That's not actually helping me get it the right way around. That is, it's that way, decent edge to the front. So turn it over and paint the bottom side. At Hornby for their Advent giveaway today on day 10, aren't they giving away a Beatles Class 73? Is it a 73? While the stream intro was playing, I very quickly did it because I thought, well, while I'm playing with, well, train related things, I thought, well, that reminds me, I'll do it because otherwise I'll forget. I think it was a Beatles Class 73. Were there some coaches with it as well? I didn't really pay attention. I generally just sign up for Hornby stuff. I didn't sign up for the Play Trains thing the other day because I thought, well, if I win this, I'm either just going to sell it, and it probably won't be able to sell it that easily. And that seemed a bit tight. But I thought, well, if I actually win this, as an Obdient family, I can give it to, so I'll not bother. I did. What were they giving away? Whatever the giveaway was yesterday as well, the link didn't work. The Microsoft form on the website didn't work, so you couldn't actually sign up for it. But they've said, I think they've said on Facebook that everybody who's put a comment in the comments section, that's how they'll enter it, which seems a little bit fair to me. They maybe should just run 2 on one day. You know, people who it didn't work might have just not commented. Because I did comment, I said Hornby, the link doesn't work. But for people who didn't comment, and just thought, oh, blow it, it's Hornby being useless again. It's not that fair, but then again, maybe they deserve it, but I don't know. So yeah. I can't remember what... No, we want 1/8 inch now, don't we? We've done the 2/8 bits. But yeah, just picking somebody out of the comment sections. And when they say the comment section, sir, I presume that means across, you know, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the website, because a lot of people in the website comments were telling them it didn't work. So, you know. Hattons are doing an advent calendar system as well. I think they have like limited offers on every day. I think it was Track today, was it? Yeah, I haven't really looked at the Hattons ones because you actually have to spend money, but I know Hattons are doing them. You know, if on like the 24th or the 25th there's like a very expensive loco for a cheap price and it's nice, then I might, you know, buy something, but, you know, for stuff now I'm not overly bothered. I think it was Track today. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me. Oh, I've just forgot about that piece there. Well, that means we can glue one straight after another, so that will speed it up. So we need 11 of these, so we've got 2 of 11, and we have around about 47 minutes. Sorry, 47 minutes? What am I on about? About 40 minutes till end of stream, so that's doable. That's just under 5 minutes for one. Mind you, with me waffling on, it's easily surpassable, but we'll see. It's not exactly lining up with the first one as his second. Sorry, it's not with the middle one as his second one, but because it's just in a rough, you know, sort of embankment, I'm not too bothered if it doesn't exactly match up, because that's just going to add more sort of detail and realism with it all being rough. These two have set really nicely, by the way. Look, I can poke this, it's not falling apart. I can poke that one, it's not falling apart. So when all these together, I'll mix up a glue and water mixture just to seal them. Because what I don't want to be doing is putting wet plaster of Paris. It's not plaster of Paris, it's plaster bandage. What I don't want to be putting is wet plaster bandage all over it. And then it all sort of seeping through and going soggy. So I will mix up, I'll probably use 50-50 glue and water like you do for ballast. Because it's not, you know, it's quite tightly meshed foam, I'd say. It's probably not the correct technical term. It's quite dense foam, but, you know, it's not impermeable for liquid. So I am probably just going to give it a coat just to seal it and stop it all going mushy and horrible and wasting 4 hours of work. No, it's a class 66, not a 73. Interesting. I could have sworn it was a 73, but never mind. As I say, I literally just did it while the credits were rolling. Sorry, not the credits. That's at the end, isn't it? While the intro was rolling. I'll just check actually. So I don't even know what the livery looks like. Hornby class 66 Beetles. Oh no, it was the train pack they were giving away, wasn't it? Not just the 73. It was the train pack. Let me just do Hornby Day 10 advert. I'm just googling it. I've got glue all over my computer. That's not. Let's get rid of that. Hornby. That's the Twitter page. I'll tell you what. Let's get the green up here. Why are we not working? Come on. Oh, there we go. Just get rid of all that. Why are all these old? Odd. On the YouTube, it'll be on here, won't it? I think it was on the shorts page. Beatles bundle. It's Let's mute this. Is it the train pack? What is it? Let's find out. Are they actually going to show it, or is it just this bloke? Nope, it's just this bloke. I think it's the home... Let me just search. No, let's not do that. No, and now I've got 3 tabs open. Hornbit Beetles. I think it was the train pack. That black box... Yeah, this box looks familiar. I thought it was a Class 70. I knew it was a... Yeah, look, Class 73. 1000 limited edition. So you get 2. Do you get 2 Class 73s and 4 wagons? That's not too bad. Do you get 2, or is that just showing you the other side? Oh no. 1 diesel locomotive, 2 coaches. That's a little bit misleading. They show 2 on the pit. Why have they put both in the same image? Why didn't they do 1 image showing sort of the left side up here, and then the next image being the right side? That's a little bit misleading. That makes it look like you get 2 engines and 4 coaches, whereas actually you get a diesel and 2. That's a little bit misleading. That's a little bit naughty from Hornby. Anyway, let's stop moaning about other companies' marketing practices and actually crack on with what we're supposed to be doing. I'm sure trading standards will have something to say. Yeah, I'm sure. Because that, somebody could reasonably say that's false advertisement because they show a loco. It's a fairly big black box is the first picture, so you might think, oh yeah, there's a lot in that. You know, and they've got both locos, you know, what looks like 2 locos and 4 coaches in the same image, but when you scroll down, you know, if you scroll past to look at the reviews and you go fast enough to miss that, that's a little bit misleading. I'm not a particular fan of the Beatles. In fact, I very rarely listen to music, well, by choice anyway. If it's on the radio, I ain't got much choice when there's 3 other people in the car, but, you know, it'd be a quirky thing I wouldn't have thought otherwise to have, so, you know. And also, I'd probably never ever buy a Class 73 either, so, you know, there's that thing as well. McKing has put some more comments in. He said, no, it's Class 66. Oh, we've already done that. You need Sir Nigel. I've already got an A4. Golden Eagle, which is not on the layout, otherwise I'd bez it round for you, the front where cameras are, but I've got Golden Eagle. I need Mallard, if anything. I get Mallard, I'm satisfied. Well, I say that. I've got Golden Eagle, which is my first loco. Then I really, you know, I'm not talking imminently, but at some point I'd really like Mallard, and then I'd like Union of South Africa as well, because I've actually seen Union of South Africa. So, you know, at some point I want to collect, sort of, within reason, all the locos that I've actually seen in real life. So, like, the Alberta, the Jubilee, which I think is also known as Sierra Leone, which is also known as Galatea. So, but because I have seen her in Sierra Leone, but I like Alberta as a better name than Sierra Leone. So, I'd rather have the Alberta one than the Sierra Leone one. But it's really quite rare, and therefore it's expensive as well. So, and as is Union of South Africa, so I end up picking all the nice locos, but they turn out to be the more expensive limited edition ones. Although to be fair, I did see one actually. Now that I'm talking about it, I did see the Union of South Africa on eBay the other week, and it went to 60 quid, and I'm really disappointed I didn't put a bid in for it because it was in really, really decent condition. The box was still decent. I think it even still might have had its detail pack as well, which is quite rare, but I'm really quite disappointed that I didn't just, you know, take the punt and buy it. I thought, oh, I don't really want to be buying, you know, locos now. I need to save up for scenery, but part of me thinks maybe I should have, because it was only like 60, 70 quid, and the other ones I'd seen were a lot more expensive than that. So yeah, that has annoyed me a little bit, but oh well, opportunity's gone now. Can't dwell on things forever. I do have, while I remember, a provisional date for the Highbrook End Model Railway annual Christmas special. Now, I am thinking, and this is only a preliminary date, I need to ask people in the Discord and put a community post up and do a video, but I'm thinking to do the Christmas special on the 23rd of December. Now, that is slightly closer to Christmas than I'd like, but I don't really want to do it midweek because people will be at work and, you know, doing all that sort of stuff. I don't really want to do it on the Sunday on Christmas Eve because everybody does their own thing on Christmas Eve, and I can't really do it this coming weekend either because, again, Christmas preparations will be putting all those decorations up and getting sorted and that. So I don't really want to do it midweek, and I don't really want to do it sort of what will next weekend be. Well, it's the 10th today, so it'll be the 17th, 16th and 17th next weekend, and that just don't feel quite close enough. So I think I did it, was it on the 21st or the 22nd? The 22nd rings a bell last year, so, you know, it's not my fault that the year and the days and the dates have fallen how they have. But I'd really like to do it as close to Christmas as possible, but, you know, depending on what people think. This is too long now. Snap a bit off the end. I'm thinking of doing it, as I say, on the 23rd, sort of 3 while 6. I aim for about 3 hours. So, well, you know, normal streams are getting up to 2 hours now because, you know, people are joining and people are liking. I'm going to keep that bit here. It's starting to be quite good for filling those in. But the Christmas special I did last year, I think it went to 3 hours 20, and there was like sort of 8-9 people watching. We're all having a right laugh, a load of fun and games. So, you know, I'm inclined. Got glue all the way up my arm. Never mind, this needs to go in wash anyway. But because people were enjoying it so much last year, and I think, yeah, as I say, I went over 3 hours. I did 3 hours 20. I really would quite like to do 3 hours again, and I'm starting to get. In fact, I started. I've got pretty much all of the activities planned and sorted and designed, and, you know, the Christmas quizzes designed, and the word searches and the agendas I've all starting to put together. So I don't want to be rushing around last minute like I was last year doing it. And I've started to get the stream set up and the snowy background and such. So yeah. I'm thinking, as I say, of doing it on Christmas Eve, if you like, the 23rd of December, at 3 PM while 6, because then that doesn't really get in the way of lunch or tea for anyone, especially on a Saturday anyway. So that's when I'm thinking of doing it. It's not a final date, I still need to consult with people and make absolutely double dog sure that us as a family haven't got anything planned for around then. But that is the date. Just warning you now that I'm thinking of doing it on. And it should be a good one. I still haven't decorated the loft. That is going to be a job for tomorrow night. Because I can't make the thumbnail for the Christmas special without having the loft decorated. So, yeah, I need to do that, get my trainer presents out, you know, get everything out and sorted. So, yeah. I'll make an announcement video and make it well known to you. I'm going to have to snap another bit off this end. There we go. Keep that bit, because that'll be useful for filling in some of the gaps. So yeah, we're starting to hit the joist and the padding and the insulation there, so I'm just snapping a bit off to allow us to actually fit it in, because if I don't snap it off, it's not going to fit. I could measure it accurately, but the entire end needs lopping off and making square anyway. So. We've got about 25 minutes left. 25 something? Yeah, 25 minutes left. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more to do. So if we can get, I think we can get that done by the end of the stream. Yeah, damn well try anyway. And after this is all the painful embankment scenery done, because on the other side I haven't actually got room to do an embankment. At the sawmill side, so on the left there's enough room, but then on the right the shunter sidings, which I'm actually going to change into the engine shed. sidings, because I was going to put that one here, but it doesn't really make sense to have it in a coal yard, and that just means that this runaround loop you can't use, because you know you have to pull into a shed to use the runaround loop. So this, I'm actually going to get a Metcalf double track engine shed and shove it over where the shunter sidings are instead, which it'll make a little bit more sense. And then because those shunter sidings literally stop about further closer to this bit of wood than this edge of the track does, and actually got room to do this round there, so I'm just going to put a back scene up there. I did say it'd be difficult to put a back scene here, which it will be. Here or over there, it'll be difficult to put a back scene. But if I don't have to do it twice, I only have paying for one back scene. If I were doing both in back of these, covering both of these bits, it would one over there and one over there up with back scene, it'd be a pain. But because I'm only doing one, I can power through one, get it done properly, because I won't be fed up of doing them then, and then that'll just be sorted. And I can always sort of raise and lower the back scene and fit a hill around it somewhere if I have to. I'll probably just cut some small little cubes of wood and then screw them in. I'll get somebody to hold it, I'll screw them in from underneath, and then just mount a little bit of MDF and then staple, or well, probably like wallpaper paste or something, the back scene to the MDF. I'll show you in a minute. I'll turn the camera around because yeah, there just isn't the room to do this round there. There is on one side, as I say, but not the other. Pete says 22nd last year, I believe. Thank you, Pete. I knew it was the 20s, but I couldn't remember how close it was. The 25th, so to speak. I'm not going to snap as much off as I did last time, because it was a little bit too much, so we'll just call it there. Oh, glue on the finger. Let's move that keyboard. Oh, I've just pressed a button. Oh, no, I haven't, never mind. Thought I changed something then. 5 more after this one, I do believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. There we go, that seat's lovely on there. Let's smudge some of that glue in that gap, some of the excess. Yeah, in gaps like I've got here, again the glue and water will help to seal those a lot. I'm just going to spread some in there. What I might actually do is just paint a very thin layer of glue on top instead of glue and water, but yeah, undecided as to that yet, but we're certainly coming along. Did you see Class 66 DB clay wagons? I didn't. Were they for sale somewhere, or like a DB Schenker introduced some new ones or something? Right, so without disconnecting the entire stream and knackering the webcam, let's see if I can turn you round to see where I'm on about the back scene. It's the jigsaw that's up, by the way. I'll give you a quick pan round. Yeah, sorry I can't get this all in one, but the jigsaw is now up. There you go. So this is, apologies for the mess. Hello. So if I get a pointy object, or a pointer. Yeah, so over here, I have enough room to, over there, look, the sawmill building is going to be there, but I would have enough room if I get rid of this platform to put a hill in there. But over there, in that corner at the end of my ruler there, you can see the tracks go right to the end of that wooden board there, so there's no room to do hills like that. So yeah, back scene is going to go all the way across there. And then where those two tracks are there and there, that's where the double track Metcalf engine shed is going to go. So yeah, that's the plan. And then that way I can still keep this platform for loading and unloading logs and such. So that's the plan with that. But anyway, back to trying to get this finished off. This is Fury 6138 Fury, not the big 300 psi LMS experiment one. They've had several locos named Fury. That one's just the Royals. I can't remember what class it is. Somebody will be able to tell me. Pete says, that's great, George. Well, actually, my granddad built that. He saw it at a car boot, I think it was. Built it for me, then realised, oh yeah, train. Yeah, built it. He saw it at a car boot. You know, he likes like landscapey, you know, not really like fake landscapes. He likes landscapey sort of atmospheric ones, and he saw the train one, so he thought, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then, you know, he thought, oh well, I could frame this for George and put it in the loft. So he did. So he built it and then found a frame for it and framed it. And then the other week when they came over for dinner, we actually both put it up. So instead of just a massive silver insulation patch over on that left hand side, which you may remember being there, we've actually now got a jigsaw to cover the hole, and we actually bought some MDF and fully boarded that side up as well. So like on the, again, when I put this piece I'll show you, but like on the left hand side where we fully boarded it up with MDF, when we originally first kitted out this loft, we meant to do it on the right as well, but we ran out of MDF. I think we miscut one of the pieces, so we actually didn't have enough, and then it just got left, and we were like, oh yeah, don't need to do it with it, it's fine. But then jigsaw came along, and if we just slapped a jigsaw over the gap, it'd look stupid, because you'd have like a nice jigsaw covering it, but then you just have like a load of silver below it. So we actually boarded it up as well. So this is over on the left hand side. I'm not going to bother tilting the camera, but basically all that side there, in fact, you know what, I will bother tilting the camera because I can do that. All on that side here, that's all boarded up, as you can see. It's completely, boarded up across there, and across, this side is all now fully boarded up as well. Right down to the platform as well, so yeah, I'll be able to get a back scene on there fairly easy too. Right, let's resume. About 15 minutes left. Are we sorted? Yes, we are. Oh, and I didn't know if you noticed, but oh god, this is all back to front now where I'm standing. Yeah, my Great Western Railway's plaque that I showed is there. Still not. I still do need to fit it. But there we go. Do you like the Guardsman tour? I've not heard it. Have I heard of it? I'm not sure. No. On the puzzle is LMS. Yeah, it's LMS, but I can't remember what class it is. I swear I've googled it about 3 times and I still forget. So, yeah. Never mind. Is it Royal Scot? I don't think it's Royal Scot. It looks like it's got a big massive boiler at the front. It's 460. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. 61380 it is. It's not the big sort of really like 300, 400 PSI LMS Fury. As I say, they had a lot of them, called a lot of them Fury at various points. Cannot remember what class it is. If somebody could Google it for me, that would be brilliant. Because then maybe if I get embarrassed by not remembering it on stream, I will. Ow! Just hit my head on the joist. I will actually remember to. Well, remember to remember. Let's snap you off there. Come on. Oh, it's not sliding. Fine. I'll lift you up. Oh, sat down perfectly there. Look. Chuck that in my gaps pile. How many pieces now? 4, is it? Right, let's crack on. Eighth inch, eighth inch, eighth of an inch, eighth of an inch, eighth of an inch. He's escaping from this board. It's actually a good job that I'm starting at the back first, because if I started at the front first, I'd have nowhere to do cutting and stuff like this, because I have absolutely no workspace in this loft. I basically have to work on the boards, so it's a good idea that I had the, I say intelligence, but common sense to think, I probably shouldn't start at the front of the boards. which sounds exactly like something I'd do, to be honest, but that's not quite gone through there. Oh, that really hasn't gone through there. Has now. That's looking a bit thin on the bottom. Gone a bit wonky there. Never mind. I'm quite impressed how those two glued together. They actually done really quite well. Stuck really quite. Obviously, the material is still flexible. That's just the nature of the polystyrene board, but it has stuck together really quite well. It just feels solid, especially at the joints. 6110, one of the Royal Scots. Thank you. That was 6138. Has it got renumbered at some point? I'll have a look myself. If I get this finished, remind me and I'll have a little Google and get that browser screen up again for you and we can all have a look together. Because if I learn, you learn. Although in that case you probably know more than me already, so actually it's just me telling you what you're already doing. But anyway, we'll gloss over that. Oops, I just put my finger in a load of glue. Wipe that off on there and then fill this bit in slightly. There we go. I'd rather have too much glue than not enough. Ow. Stupid joist. Lofty's great, George. Looking good too. Thank you. Yeah, it should, even with just white, unpainted, undetailed foam hills, once I actually start getting some definition, it should start looking good, and I'm going to try and spend a lot more time up here over the winter and really make it worthwhile. Be productive in getting college work finished, and then I have lots of spare time to do this. So, yeah. It's actually surprisingly, I'm not going to say warm, but pleasant, let's say, up here today. It's not freezing cold. How many pieces? 3 pieces to go on the foam. And then this horrible back breaking. Look, I'm literally like this, leaning over to cut stuff. But, yeah. The back breaking, really annoying, tedious scenery will be done after this. And then we can start doing fun things like building some actual proper hills, not just gluing minute strips of polystyrene to each other. There we go. Right, let's have some speed. Let's have some concentration and get this finished, and then I really want to Google that loco. I might just put a post-it note over the jigsaw to remind me. It's a really big jigsaw as well, a really big frame we had to get as well. Nobody's actually said, oh yes, you could have made that hill a lot easier if you had done X, Y, Z, so by the fact that nobody's actually told me what I'm doing is completely wrong, illogical and stupid, I've come to the conclusion that this actually might have possibly been the only way, apart from a really annoying back scene. This might actually have been the only sort of half-decent method of actually making this into a hill. As I say, I'm not quite sure how many people have built the loft so that they literally go right to the back of these wooden sections. Apart from, you know, it's part of the joist and I'm slightly nervous about just randomly screwing stuff to joists. So, yeah. UK roofs are designed to take, how many is it? Is it 3 or 13? I can't remember. The UK roofs are either designed, I can't remember which number it is. I feel like 3 ton, but also 13's there for some reason. The UK roofs are designed to take either 3 or 13 tons of snow. Can't remember which one it is. It's probably 3, but knowing me, it'll be 13. So yeah, adding, you know, sort of, I don't know, maybe less than 100 kilograms of wood and trains to a loft. You know, it's not going to make a load of difference. Maybe there's, I don't know, 150 kilos on a big layout. with all the wood and trains and, you know. But then quite a lot of that isn't actually hanging off the roof. A lot of it is actually, slipper came off then, actually on the floor, which is, you know, different. That's on the weight of the floor below. The floor below, ceiling above, not the actual joist. So, yeah, it's not going to cause a problem at all. I mean, Sam's trains is in the loft, isn't he? And he's got a massive loft, and his house hasn't fallen down yet. So, I'll be fine. But yeah, I just don't particularly like screwing stuff to. I don't even know what I could have screwed to the joist to make a better method, more detailed method than this. So, yeah. Right, this is the second to last piece. There we go. Second to last piece, and then after this, my back will thank me. We will be done. I'd just like to thank everyone as well for your recent, I can't speak, your recent viewership on my latest two videos. The first one being the upgrading of that wagon for the Great Western 101, the pickup wagon for that. I'd just like to thank you for your viewership on that, and on the video which I released just the other day now. The one on the 08, how to service a Triang 060 and servicing an 08 and servicing a Triang XO3, XO4 motor. I'd just like to thank you all for your viewership on that, because it's on like both videos are about 80 views now, I think, which is higher than my usual average. I'm normally satisfied with views on a video when we get 40 or 50, but we're on 80 for both in, I think, less than a week, so I'm really grateful for your support on that, and I'll definitely be doing more service videos in the future, because that's something I really enjoy doing. And also there's a demand for them as well, because model trains these days are very complicated. People need to know how to service them. And also, even on simpler ones like Triang, yes, they're very old and not complicated, but because they are old and, you know, might hold some sentimental or emotional or, you know, other value to people other than just money. Excuse me. People are very cautious about, you know, dismantling trains, and you think, oh well, what happens if I do this wrong and break them? So not only do I enjoy doing them, there is a demand for them as well. So yeah, thank you for your viewership on those two, much appreciated, and I will definitely be doing some more in the future. And one, in fact, is coming very soon. The parts for the 3F Ginty. At the start of that 08 video, I unboxed the 08 itself, which is serviced in that video, and I also showed you the 3F Ginty, that little black 060 tank engine. The parts I need for that have actually come now. So the replacement traction tyres, a set of 2 replacement traction tyres have come. The 4-pin blanking plug, because it is BCC fitted, but I'm going to be converting it back to analog because I've no way to test the decoder and then you sell the decoder separately. The blanking plug and the traction tyres are here now, so I can actually, you know, fit those, service it, give it a bit of a grease up. It's not going to need as much of a strip down as the 08 did. Just going to need a good look at, and it's fairly clean. Body will need a tidy up and a wash, but that video should be coming, I hope, before the end of next week. I'm thinking Friday. At the current schedule I'm looking at, filming and recording won't take that long. It's just getting time to sit down at the computer and edit, but we'll see. I'm hoping Friday, if not Friday, before the end of next week. I am hoping as well to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday live stream next week. I know I said that about this week, but T was late Friday and I was unwell yesterday, so it's, you know, can't really do much about that. Right, last piece. Oh, I keep forgetting to change it. Can you see it? Ow! Just done it again. Stupid goddamn joist. You can see alright when I'm leaving only in this corner, can't you? Yeah, not too bad. Let me change the camera, and you can see what I'm doing for the last one. Peter said, where is trouble tonight? I mean, Jaden. Oh, God knows. He could be doing anything or could be anywhere. He could be knitting jumpers or burning down houses. Who knows? Joking, of course, Jaden, if you're watching this on replay, and if you are, thank you very much for staying this long. We're up to 1 hour and 6, and we're on 20:37 is the time, so that is perfect timing. Just getting the last piece in as we roll up to 20 to 9. They said 20 to 10 then, it's not that late. I'd have missed dessert as well if it were 20 to 10. So yeah, that's perfect timing. And we've got this really hideous, annoying... Well, it's hideous now because it's not been finished and not painted and not got plaster bandage on it, but... No. It's, finally, I can stop breaking my back. Nothing to lean over. I'm just going to wipe some glue into this gap just to, you know. There we go. And as I said, I'm going to fill it with glue and water anyway. So, yeah, that is today's job finished. And I'll just get all my tools neatened up so I can just come up and start straight away next time, which will hopefully be before Friday next week. I hope to get some more scenery done before then. I can't do every bit of scenery on stream, otherwise it won't get finished, and I can end up waffling on and forgetting what I'm actually supposed to be doing. So let's just get things neat and tidy over here. And, yeah, Pete has just said it's frozen, George. Still bare boards on this end. Oh dear. Is that because I forgot to change the camera? What's OBS saying? 0 drop frames, 10,000 kilobits per second. Still got Ethernet. The other camera. Oh right, did I just forget to change it? Okay, that's fine. Let's remember to wash the paintbrush out, put the lid on the Tupperware tub, and then I'll get that camera in close and give you a little bit of a pan in front of all of them. Oh, there's some glue on that corner. Let's wipe her off, and oh, there we go. Make sure that lid's screwed on the one down there, which it is. And remember to take that and give it a wash when I go downstairs. So, let's just give you, if this camera doesn't start freezing up again, which it, for whatever reason likes to freeze whenever you move it. Oh yeah. Apologies folks, I think I've accidentally knocked the camera. So so earlier, I do apologise about that folks. Earlier I must have knocked this camera because every time I changed to this camera, so I was on this camera, this one here, every time I changed to this camera here, where's the bright buttons, I must have knocked it earlier, because as I say, when you sort of accidentally knock or even think about looking or breathe near this camera, for whatever reason, it sort of freezes and you have to sort of, deactivate it in OBS and reactivate it again. So when I've been switching to this camera so you can see what I'm doing, there you go, it's frozen again. When I've been switching to this camera so you can see what I've been doing, it's been frozen. So I do apologise for that. Maybe it's a good thing. I've been on this camera quite a lot today. But anyway, if it doesn't freeze on it, yeah, look, it keeps free. I wonder if like the USB port's a little bit dodgy or something. I do apologise. But if this camera won't freeze up on me again. There, look, every time I move it, it freezes. Right, let's not move it too close. Apologies about that, folks. And thank you very much, Pete, for pointing it out. Here is what we've done. Fully covered this back wood panel, wood joist, in strips of polystyrene insulation board, and glued them together, and now that is ready. When all the other bits of foam hill and landscaping are done, that is now ready for some plaster bandage. Dip that in water, lay it over the top, and then I can paint and add detail and all sorts. So yeah, not looking too bad. Obviously it doesn't look great at the moment, but that's because there's no detail and no definition to it whatsoever. So that will be getting finished. The plaster bandage will be going on and all that sort of stuff next time. Sorry, not next time at all. The plaster, oh yeah, that camera's still working. The plaster bandage will be going on when all the other hills are done, because as I've said, I'm not doing one bit of scenery. I'm not sort of doing hills for one bit and then detailing and then going back to doing hills for another and then doing the detail and the static grass, then going back to the other hills and doing it. It doesn't make sense. So what I want to do is get all the hills done and then start working on it in sections, rather than doing bits in sections to start off with. I'm going to do all the hills in one go, get all that out of the way, and then I will detail up a section at a time. So all the hills will get done, and then I might finish the sawmill section, then I might come over here and finish the coal yard section, then I might work on the station, then I might work on some of the other sidings, then I might work on the main line. So yeah, that's how it's going to work. I'm not just going to, you know, do this and then finish that, and, you know, because that just, yeah, you'll end up with sort of stuff done on one side of the layout but not elsewhere, and it'll still look like nothing's happened. So that's my plan for how the building of the layout's going to go on. So yeah, not too bad. Very glad we've got that literally back-breaking section of scenery done. And as I say, I'll be putting the back scene across at the other side over there. That's that wood panel that we've just covered up, the exact same on the other side. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's been nice to have you all in this evening, and we have achieved, thankfully, what I set out to do, which was to finish off this little back left section of scenery. Pete has said, "No worry, George, can see what you've done so far." Thank you very much, Pete. I'm just very glad I haven't been stuck on this frozen camera for the entire stream, otherwise that would have been a bit of a pain. But yeah, thank you very much for joining. So let's see who's been in the stream tonight. It has been Pete from Pete's Transport and More, thank you very much for joining. It's been Al from Leighton Junction and McKing447. Thank you very much indeed for joining. Just before we go, while I remember to do so, I am going to type and find out what class of loco this is. McKing said it was 6110 Royal Scot, but the number on this is 6138. Maybe that's just an artist's, you know, they've just found a number and put the name on. But we're going to see what it actually is, if possible. You see, 399 Fury was this big beast, and it's definitely not this. It's the wrong number for a start. 61399. This is a... Is that a 462? Is that a Pacific? I can't tell. Oh no, it was a 460. I thought that there was a... Can you see that? Yeah, you can. I thought that there was a trailing truck, but it's not. So could it be Fury then, but under a different name? But this was 6399. And this hasn't got all the pumps on the side, so I don't think it's that. It's got a big boiler. But yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely not that. So that's got the name Fury, but it's the wrong number. And as I say, I think they named quite a lot of their engines Fury, 2 or 3. 6138 Fury. There we go. It was a Royal Scot. You were right. I think I might not mention the number. 6138. 6138. That's got something written down the side. Does that say Royal Scot Class Fury? That's 6138, and that looks like the Jigsaw. In fact, actually, what might be a sensible idea to do is that. Apologies for the distortion of the camera lens, nothing I can do about that, but you can compare them side by side then. So, did a 6138 Fury actually exist? This is the right, so you were right, it is a Royal Scot Class. So I did think it might have been, but didn't want to say it in case I just looked like a complete idiot. 460, there we go, that's right. Have they got a class table? So this is BR number, so we want 6138. 6138 Fury, which has had two. So 6138, British Railways number 46138, has had two names. One being Fury, which is depicted in the jigsaw, and one called the London Irish Rifleman, renamed October 1929. So yeah, I don't know if you probably can't make this out on the picture because I can barely make it out in person. No, you can't. But on here, there is 4 distinct letters on this loco nameplate. You can't read them, and you can probably just about tell that the end one's a T, but other than that in person, you can't tell what it are. You can just tell there's 4 blobs for letters. But as we can see over here, 6138 Fury. Whoa, that's not what I want to do. We can see here that 6138 Fury, no, behave, did actually exist. So yeah, it's not just a number that the artist has made up because he forgot to take it down doing the jigsaw. So yeah, 6138 Fury did actually exist. And I can see from the name badge it does say Fury, not the London Irish Rifleman. But cool to know it has 2 names, and there is the lovely website that is Wikipedia. That's lovely. So, thank you very much indeed for joining, everyone. We have achieved what we set out to do today. We've finished off that back left little piece of scenery, and we can get on with creating some really nice, luscious, rolling hills around the areas of the layout now. Thank you very much for spending your Sunday evening with me. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for all your comments, as usual. And I'll just say, do take care. Enjoy the rest of what's left of your Sunday evening. Thank you for taking the time to spend your Sunday evening with me. Do take care, and I'll let you know about the Christmas special again. Decorating Loaf tomorrow evening, so I'll get it all sorted and let you know when the date and the time for that is. But as I say, I think it will be the 23rd of December between 3 and 6 PM. 1500 and 1800 hours, so we'll aim for about 3 hours, as I say. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I've been George from Highbrook End Model Railway.